Yeah.
People think we're dating,
Yeah.
but hey.
Are you?
How are you, my darling?
Vusi Nova, how are you? Yeah.
In short, the grand.
Wait, now is that Xhosa?
I was raised by my grandmother because my mom had me when she was very young. She was in matric to be exact. So
Really?
she went off to finish school and I stayed with my grandmother. And then when she got to a point where she felt like, she got a job and she had a place of her own to stay. And then she called my granny and said, listen, thank you for Nkusalumdana.
Yes.
I'll have him now.
So, Mfana Gogo. Oh man, that's beautiful. Yeah. And
church vibes. Yo, there's 15 of us in a one-bedroom house.
No, that's not true.
I'm being serious, man. Like, and for some reason, people never believe me when I say this. I grew up in a house, in a one-bedroom house. They say 15, here's another story. We slept very late to make sure that there's no people bazawufika. Why? Because we had to move the couch, take the one couch, put on top of the other one, so that kukwazulalwa. Do you get what I'm saying?
So just in case somebody, a neighbor came through.
And then we have to wake up very early again to
Just
make sure
in
that
case.
everything is back to normal when people come and knock. Crazy.
I want to remind you of a certain young Vusi Nova, right? Who appeared maybe for the first time in front of South Africans.
Yes.
In the Kwela Debs music
Oh my
video.
goodness. Ching ching pow.
Ching ching pow. Who was that guy? Who was that guy?
Wow. Skinny Vusi.
Yes.
Look, man, I just, sort of started, I think it was around 2010. Signed by EMI.
Signed by EMI?
Yes. And that's how I met Kwela Debs, because they were also signed by EMI.
Yeah.
And they approached me, they were like, look, how about, you go on the road with us and you sort of become our vocalist. My first album was Vusi, just Vusi. My second one was when I decided to call myself Vusi Nova. So I called my brother. I'm not sure if you know my brother. Usisa. He's an actor. He acts on... he used to act on Isidingo. So I hit him up and I was like, dude, I can't be Vusi Nova. Like...
Okay, why?
I felt like it was just not international enough.
It wasn't giving you that thing. It didn't have the zing. I feel you. No, I know what you mean. I know.
And I was like, help me find something. It has to be Vusi something. And then he's like, okay, I'll call you back. And then he called me back and he was like, Vusi Nova. And I was like, let me Google.
Like a supernova.
Yes, so I Googled it. So a nova is a star that suddenly becomes brighter.
Yes.
I was like, I'm definitely using this name.
Oh, stunning. That's beautiful.
And that's how that name came about. So when I left EMI, I then joined Kalawa. And people don't know this.
You were at Kalawa Jazz?
Yes. Did a couple of house tracks over there.
Why? No ways. With who? With who?
Mapurisa. We did 2 tracks.
Also another one.
Hey, man.
It's another
like
ghost.
We were hustling back then.
Yeah.
Oskido would call Mapurisa and say, look, you and Vusi go to my house and just see what you come up with.
Yeah.
But you see, with that as well, I felt like it was taking so long.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I was ready at the time. I was like, okay, this is it. Like, I know what I want to do. I'm ready. And I kept on talking to them, saying to them, I need to release an album. And they were like, nah, let's take out a single and then maybe another one later. And I was like, I need an album out.
Yeah.
And then I just sort of left, went to Motherland. I remember I got there, I knocked, they opened and I was like, I'm here to see Lance. They're like, nah, Lance is busy. And I was like, okay, I've got this song that I'd like for him to listen to. And this was I'd Rather Go Blind.
Yeah.
Left the CD there and I went home. Guess what?
What?
He called me back.
Lance.
He's like, yo, is this you singing here? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you need to come back. So I went back and ever since,
the rest is history.
To be honest, my mom passed away when I was 21. So she lent me some money and I totally went off the rails.
Really?
Totally, like totally. You know, got into drugs. Hey man, yeah, Umudu has been around, you know? Got into drugs, stopped singing for a while as well. Thank God I came back to my senses.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I started singing again.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, man, like music for me has always been that go-to space. Lance is behind the artist that I am today.
Really?
You know, and once again, when people say all these things about, I'm like, are we talking about the same person?
Guy, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because it's just nothing, he's just been great to me. I was the first Afro-pop artist.
So Ndando was here before, after you?
No, Ndando came after me.
Oh.
Ndando came after me. I actually brought him in. I was like, boy, let's work.
When was that moment for you? When it was like, do this and live the life of your dreams, or don't do it and continue being the same guy forever? Potentially.
I would say 2014. You know, where I was like, it's either you do this now or forget about it. You know, and also while you're at it, go big.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Go big or go home.
Yeah.
And that's when I recorded I'd Rather Go Blind. And,
Yeah.
and I wanted to prove to people that I can sing.
Yes.
I wanted to make that statement and put it out there.
Do you ever make songs about people and you're like, you know who you are?
I think they know who they are.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, there's a specific relationship of mine that, yeah, I think for at least a full album and maybe a half an album, it was about the same person.
Really?
Yeah.
Which album?
That one right there. Never. It's Naninina, yes. Naninina and Manyanyan, those
Is
two.
it about a person, a specific person?
Specific person.
There's been a lot of attention around your relationship with Somizi Mhlongo. Why do you think that is? Apart from the fact that you guys are both famous, extremely famous.
That's the reason, no.
But you guys are really close.
We're very close. I think he knows all my secrets. I think I know all his secrets. We're extremely close. We talk about anything and everything. You know, I trust him, he trusts me. We're extremely close. And people think we're dating.
Yeah.
But hey.
Are you? Nia John! No money John!
We're scandalous. Nah, man. Somis is my friend. Somis is my friend. You know, he's my boy.
Like really good friend. Is he friends with your current person?
They know each other.
I live for it. I love it. I love it. I love it a lot.
Stop.
I love it.
So we're very close. My whole entire family, we're extremely close. I've got 2 siblings. All 3 of us have got different mothers, but the same father. So we share a father. So my mom the one, you know. So my mom's passing really got to me, you know. And you must remember that I was raised by my grandmother back at home in Port Elizabeth. And then I moved to Joburg to stay with my mom when I was 14. So we literally had from the age of 14 until the age of 21, you know?
Yeah.
And I think the way she passed as well was it just made me go crazy. Yeah. You know? So for example, for the longest time, I lied to people. I kept on saying to people that my mother was, she had cancer and whatever. Yeah. But she actually was HIV positive.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think, you know, that's why I got into drugs and...
You were in denial.
Yeah, of so much, you know, and that was my way of grieving, you know. My family, of course, my mother's brothers and sisters were there for me, but I just kept on pushing them away.
Yeah.
I was just on a path of destruction.